We were like the 3 Hebrew boys. That's found in Daniel. You don't have to turn there, but I gave that scripture because I wanted that scripture to go up. It's found in Daniel 3:16-18. Those boys, okay, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, were willing to go through the fiery furnace fire. They didn't camp out there. They went through it. They didn't stay there. Okay, it's found in Daniel 3. You can read it. You don't have to turn there. But I just kind of wanted to bring it up so that we can, go through it later on and see that when the king had ordered them to be thrown into the furnace, they didn't just stay there. They went through it, but they went through it knowing that Jesus was with them. Went through it knowing that, God is with us. They said with great assurance that through the fire, the flame, and the smoke, the Lord will be with us. Go ahead, they told the king, put us in, and you will, because it is a temporary place. And when it comes to a valley in our lives, some people want to give up in a valley. So let's not give up. God did not intend, okay? God did not intend for us to go through the valley and for us to stay there. Those weren't His intentions, okay? Those weren't His intentions. And I say God did not intend for us to go through the valley because those valleys are designed. They are designed. We have to go through those valleys. But see, God didn't design those valleys for that. He designed those valleys so that we can go through them but not stay there. Amen? Here is number 4. Here is number 4. And I can relate so much to this, okay? Because valleys, number 4, valleys are sometimes, they're a gift. They're a gift from God. Valleys, okay? Valleys are a part of life. No one will ever go through life and at the end boast that I made it through without any scars. You're not going to go through it and say, oh, wow, I made it, hey, wow, I went through this and it was all good. Believe it or not, sometimes we can view the valley as a gift from God because anything that brings us to Him and to His ways is actually a gift. It's a gift. I've lived an extremely sinful life, full of drugs, full of prisons, full of crime. Extremely sinful life in the valley. I was stuck in that valley for years. I camped out in that valley, knowing that, I know that there was a God that loved me. My family would always pray and tell me, man, when are you going to straighten out? When are you going to understand that God loves you? God has a plan for you, Richie. God wants to do something in your life. But I was camped out in that valley. I was in that valley, stuck on drugs, stuck in prison, stuck in the courthouses, stuck running the streets in that valley, knowing all along that, God loved me. But we can camp out. If we're not careful, we can get stuck. All those times that I was shot, all those times that I was going through things, all those times that things were happening to my life, God did not allow for the enemy to take my life in the valley. God helped me. God showed me the way. God opened the door for me to come out of that valley. God sent somebody there to pull me out of the valley because I was stuck in that valley. You can camp out in that valley and not know that when you're in that valley, you can be stuck. You can get stuck in that valley and lose your life in that valley. You can lose anything in that valley and stay in that valley if you're not careful. I thank God this morning. I thank God. I was going through this. I thank God that I went through that valley and God found a way to go in there and say, you know what, come on, I'm going to pull you out of that valley because I'm going to use you. I'm going to use your testimony. You're going to come out of there. I'm going to use you and you're going to say, hey, you know what, thank God that God pulled me out of that valley, because you can stay stuck in that valley for years. That's why I was saying, we don't know when, we don't know how long it's going to take. We don't know when we go through a valley, we're going to go through the valley and not understand, wow, I'm in the valley. Well, if you're in the valley, don't get camped out, don't get stuck in the valley. Amen? But understand that we're going to go through a valley. I've experienced a life that no one wants to experience, and I'm sure I would never wish it on anyone. But see, that life was in a valley. It was in a valley. I lived a wild life in the valley. But I received a gift from God in the valley. I was in the valley when God pulled me out. That's a gift. I was in the valley, but that's a gift from God. God pulled me out of that valley. So those valleys, I understand that, you know what, in the valley, you're going to go through the valley, you're going to go through the valley, but you know what, you're not going to go at it alone. God is with you. God is with you. God is with you. God is going to meet you there in the valley. Amen? So the valleys, even though they are temporary, they actually do have a purpose. Let us read in Peter, 1 Peter, chapter 1. 1 Peter chapter 1, verse 6. Verse 6 and 7, I believe. First Peter chapter 1, verse 6, it says, "In all this you greatly rejoice, though now for a little while you may have had to suffer grief in all kinds of trials and valleys. But these have come so that the proven genuineness of your faith, of greater worth than gold, which perishes even though refined by fire, may result in praise, glory, and honor when Jesus Christ is revealed." So although you suffer, although you go through things, although you're going to go through changes in the valley, it's saying, hang in there. Hang in there because I'm refining you. Hang in there because I'm chipping away at all that stuff that, you know what, that stuff that is no good, that stuff that, you know what, doesn't please God. He's chipping away at it. He's taking, because we come to Him and He says, hey, I'm going to work on you. I'm going to shape you. I'm going to mold you. You're not all perfect. You know what? I'm going to take care. I'm going to take that off. All that stuff that's inside of us, all that stuff that we keep right there and that we don't give that to God. He says, you know what? I'm going to pull you through the valley and I'm going to take all that stuff away. I'm going to chip at it and then bring you out. I'm going to bring you out of that valley, but I'm going to bring you out of that valley and wow, I'm going to just continue to. It's a process. But we got to go through the valley. We have to prepare to go through that valley. Amen? So even though it's necessary that we walk through the valleys of life for a little while, we need to come to the clear understanding that these valleys are only a test. We're being tested as fire tests and purifies gold. And here is your shout. Your faith is much more precious to God than mere gold. Your faith is. Amen? This is why it's important, church, for you and I to maintain our faith like David did while he was in the valley. There is a question, and there is a very good question asked in the Word of God. And that question that is asked in the Word of God, can we turn there? It's found in Luke 18, verse 8. Because the question is when the Son of Man comes, will he find faith on the earth? That was a question posed to the church. When the Son of Man comes, will he find faith on the earth? Be assured that God has a reason for allowing us to go through the valley. He has a reason. There's a reason why. That's what I was saying, when we begun this morning, that I didn't understand a lot of that stuff. I didn't understand, like, wow, you know what? I thought coming, wow, it was going to be all, everything was going to be all fine and dandy, but you know what? You're going to go through things. You're going to go through things. You're going to say, wow, man, I didn't know it was like that. It's not an easy, it's like they used to say, wow, serving the Lord isn't easy. It isn't easy. You have to prepare. You're gonna go through things, and those things that you go through, the one thing that keeps you through that, the one thing that keeps you, it's like I say, I always remember, it always comes from just stay broken, mijo, stay humble, mijo. I always that just clicks in my mind all the time. And so when you go through something, you just gotta understand that, you know what, God is with me. It doesn't matter. I'm going to go through this. God is with me. When I was going through them jailhouses, when I was going through those courthouses, when I was going through those prisons, you know what I get? It's just in my mind. I said, you know what? God, you're with me. God, you love me. God, I'm your son. God, you're going to protect me. God, you know what? You're going to give me favor in front of a judge. You're going to give me favor, God. God, you know my heart. God, so He's with you in the valleys. We can't camp out. We can't get stuck. So be assured that God has a reason for allowing us to go through those valleys. He doesn't cause them because God's a good God. He's a good God. He doesn't cause them because He's a good God. He loves us. He cannot cause evil, but He does allow them. He doesn't cause them, but He allows them. It's a big difference. It's a big difference, but it's good that we talk about it because it's good that, we could all understand that, He's a good God. He loves us. He allows certain things because He has a purpose for that. Just like all them years I was in the valley, all that time that I was in them valleys, all that time that I was going through those things, He didn't cause it. I caused it because of my disobedience. And God allowed it. God didn't allow for the enemy to take my life. I didn't die. I've had a lot of friends that have gotten killed. I have a lot of friends. I've seen a lot of stuff happening out there. I've seen a lot of stuff happening in those jailhouses, in those prisons. I've used a lot of drugs, and you know what? God did not allow me to go crazy. God did not allow for the enemy to take my life. I went through the valleys, and then He's just pulled me out. It was His touch. I can't take credit for it. It was His love. It was His grace. It was His mercy on my life that allowed me to come out. And so I'm here to tell you that those valleys, they could be long, they could be years. I don't know, but we can't stay there. So He doesn't cause them, remember that, because He's a good God. He's a loving God. Remember that God allowed His only begotten Son to go through the wilderness, which was a valley, and be tempted by the devil. Think about it. Jesus Christ himself, he wasn't exempt from suffering, especially on the cross. He was not exempted from loneliness. He was not exempted from temptation or discouragement or anything else that we ourselves have to face. He experienced even loss. You remember when John the Baptist got his head cut off? What do you think Jesus felt? He experienced loss so that he would understand. He would understand us when we go through loss. God's experienced it, so he understands. He's experienced it. Just like any one of us. He was misunderstood, just as we are misunderstood sometimes. We're misunderstood sometimes. And God understands that. Most of the time, by people, we're misunderstood by people we really love. Our own families. People that are close to us. They don't understand. But we can't camp out on that. I can't let that bother me. I can't let that, it's I can't. We know what God has called us to do. And we gotta go through it. We're gonna go through the valley. Sometimes we can go through the valley by ourselves, most of the time. And sometimes I guess we go through it as a church. Everybody's going through something. Everybody's going through, it's not, you don't just pull up and everybody's, oh, fine. No, we're going through things. We're going through valleys. And we gotta be able to go through it. Amen? Jesus was persecuted and Jesus was criticized. He was. All of the apostles and disciples, they were perfect. Jesus was criticized, persecuted, laughed at, spit at. He went through it all. So he understands. And in his word, he's teaching us so that we can understand. By going through the same things we go through enables us to be like him, because we have been given an example of how to get through the valleys of life. He's already set the tone. He's already set the tone on how to get through them. Amen? Remember what I said when you go into the valley, you got to continue to pray. Prayer is important to get you through the valleys. A lot of people can go through a valley, and the first thing that they do is they stop praying. They stop praying about it. They stop, I remember when I was fighting this case and I was in the county jail, and you know what? I would pray. And people would walk by my cell and look at me like, man, look at this guy. Man, this guy is just not loco. But you know what? Prayer got me through. When I think back now, I'm like, man, prayer got me through, because I remember when I went to the courthouse, and I had fought that case, but when I went to the courthouse and I came back, man, that judge had dismissed the whole case, and all them dudes that would walk by and always say, they would come to me and say, hey, bro, can you pray for me? Prayer got me through. Amen? See, David was saying that the Lord is my shepherd. We have everything we need, meaning that when the Lord is with us in our lives, what he's saying is, when he makes me to lie down in green pastures, what does it mean? The Lord makes me to lie down in green pastures. In my mind, I can picture it like a soft mattress, something that would just like, wow, man. it's just, you know, the Lord is with you in your valleys. The Lord is with you in your valleys. The Lord never leaves you in the valley. The Lord is going to go through with you in the valley. Amen? No matter where we go, no matter what we have to go through, God is with us. So we actually have no need to be afraid in the valley or on the mountaintop. No matter where it may be, we have His presence in our pain. We have His presence in our loss. And His patience, despite our complaints, because we'll complain in the valley. And God has patience with us. Through hardships, He has to strip us of our pride. He has to renew our passion for Him in the valleys. He has to refine our character in the valley. It doesn't happen on the mountaintop. On the mountaintop, you know that's so true, because you know when you're on the mountaintop, it's hard to really recognize that. It's hard to really see the need. You know, we can get so caught up on ourselves on the mountaintop. God has to allow us to come through a valley. Amen. That's where He'll strip us of our pride. That's where He'll purify our motives. See, David was saying that even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, the valley of shadows, meaning it is only a valley, it's full of shadows. And the point being is, what can a shadow possibly do to you? What can I mean, when you think about it, what can a shadow do to you? Nothing. It's only a shadow. It's only a shadow. He says, even though I walk through the valley of the shadow, it's a shadow. It's not, you know, what can a shadow possibly do to you? But if you're not focused in on God is with you, you can get caught up on that. Amen? It's just a shadow. Remember that. We shouldn't be afraid of a shadow. A shadow is just an illusion. A shadow can't hurt us, but it can make us hurt ourselves. A shadow is caused by an object blocking the light. And sometimes a shadow can make things look gloomy and dark, but with every shadow we need to look towards the light, which is Jesus. Jesus is the light. Jesus is the good shepherd. And a good shepherd does not lead his sheep into a deep, dark valley and just leave them there. So you see what I'm saying? Is that if we go through that, whatever we go through, we got to understand that God knows what we're going through. We got to understand that, you know what, God says, hey, I will never leave you. I will never forsake you. I'm going to be with you. I'm going to go through with you. It may seem as if He's not. It may seem as if, oh, wow, I'm going through all this. Where are you, God? Where? But He's with you. He's with us. He's not gonna allow you to go through something and then just leave you there. He's not going to allow you for you to go. You can camp out there like I did. I camped out in that valley over half my life. I camped out in that valley. But see, God's love reached in there. God's love can go through all that mess. God's love can go through all that sin, all that darkness, and pull me out. That's God's love. God's love will not leave you. God will not allow for you to go somewhere and just, He just dumped you off. And no, there is a purpose. There is a reason. There's a reason why He's refining us. He's just tearing off all that stuff that's no good for us. Amen? In the valley. So remember that God doesn't watch over us from outside the valley. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't. He's going with you. He's right there with you through the valley. Just like that footprints in the sand. You know, kind of like that. You think about it and say, He's carrying us through it. It may not seem like that. It may not feel that way, but He is. Amen? And you have to believe that. He does not call from the other side of the valley because He's with you through the valley. You're going to have many valleys. We are going to have many valleys in our life. We're all going to go through situations that seem as if we don't even know if we're going to make it through. But we've got to learn to wait on the Lord. We have to learn to wait on the Lord in the valley. I'll tell you right now, there's a blessing in every valley. There is a blessing. At the end of that valley, there is a blessing. Through the valley, there is a blessing. In closing, church, this morning, it is God Himself who walks us through life's trials to deliver us from all evil and fear. Yes, the valley is where we do our struggling. Okay? It's where we have to cry sometimes. And yes, the valley it's inevitable. Throughout our journey in life, from our earliest experience all the way up to our departure from this world, God will comfort us. He's going to comfort us with the assurance